Okay, so I didn't have enough time for the last one, but this is kind of a continuation of a case for Harry Styles as the true author of Secret Love Song, and based on some of the lyrical patterns of his unreleased songs. So for Coco, Hunger, and Part of Me. And almost just as important is the ability of Harry to emotionally mirror Louis as well as body language mirror Louis, right? And if anyone could do mirroring of Louis lyrically, it would probably be Harry. Enough to make us all believe the song was Louis. So yeah, only person I could think who could do this would probably be Harry. So let's begin. All right, so let's start with Coco. So the unreleased song Coco is a lullaby, but it's not for a child. It's sort of a containment spell, the kind you use when you want to sing when the world won't let you love somebody out loud. And then if you listen to the leaked lyrics, don't let them take you, Coco, I'll keep you safe in my chest. There's no name, no pronouns, just a coded promise of I see you and I'll carry the weight. So now hold that against secret love songs. I wish you could be like that. What we have here is like a containment. It's not a denial, it's not an erasure, but it's care disguised as this unspoken distance, right? And Harry doesn't just mourn the loss of freedom, he takes responsibility for someone else's. And that's a bit of a lyrical pattern we see in Harry songs. Coco kind of proves it. All right. Then there's hunger. So if Coco was a lullaby, hunger is just like, whoa, it's raw and honest. And it says, I thought I was safe inside your arms, but I'm starving. So this song is not about fame. It's not about lust. It's about emotional famine. The pain of being next to someone and still not being allowed to say their name, which Secret Love Song asks that famous line, why can't I hold you in the street? And then hunger answers, because even when you're here, I'm still starving. And then this sort of is where it will get a little kind of complex if you think of the lyrics as telling a story. Harry rarely uses second person pronouns in songs like Hunger. He never says you. Instead, he surrounds the subject, protects them while letting us glimpse his internal compass. It's kind of an elite level of containment emotionally. And that same containment is found in Secret Love Song. And now let's go to Part of Me. And this is probably the clearest line that answers the questions in Secret Love Song in Harry's entire unreleased discography. You'll always be a part of me, even when I can't reach for you. Okay, so this sentiment is unmistakable. He has let them go or been forced to, we don't know, but this emotional remnant remains, right? And then you compare that line to, and I know this, we got a love that is hopeless. Literally, the lines are saying the same thing. But in Part of Me, Harry doesn't blame anyone. He's just simply mourning them. And that is the core of Harry's lyrical grief. It's not bitterness, it's not confrontation, it's this soft, ceremonial grieving in private. And then how Harry could actually write like Louis and why that would matter, because this is where it kind of gets a bit interesting. One reason so many fans believe Secret Love Song was written by Louis is because it does sound like Louis. It has his style to it. It's the short declarative lines. It's punchy, less ornate, right? Like, why can't I kiss you on the dance floor? It'll never be enough. These words, they sound like Louis, the observational realist, the blunt truth teller. But then here is the trick. Maybe Harry can write like Louis, but maybe Louis cannot write like Harry. So Harry can write like Louis, but Louis cannot write like Harry. I don't have any evidence of this, but I'm kind of just proposing a theory here. Because Harry is the emotional mimic, the kind of like an empath, right? And he's kind of been known to being very empathic by the other One Direction people the One Direction members have talked about this. So Harry has written for Ariana Grande, Michael Bublé, and Megan Trainor. He has his ability to mirror, to match, and he disappears into other people's voices. So that means if Secret Love Song was written by Harry, it's not unusual that he could have intentionally matched Louis' cadence as a kind of subtle offering or perhaps sort of a disguise. And that's what makes it both brilliant and tragic. Because maybe the world heard Louis in that song, but it was Harry who was crying behind the curtain. totally possible. And then another question, the broader question is, why did Secret Love Song have to be given away? That's a hard question. And why didn't Harry release any of these songs that are attributed to him, like Hunger, Coco, Part of Me? They're really good songs. Why were they unreleased? Well, the fandom says, and many fandoms speculate that they were too close, they were too honest, they were kind of like almost too they were maybe too revealing. But that said, Secret Love Song was released, but not under Harry or Louis' name because it couldn't be. At the time it was released, they were still under contract with Simon Cowell and Psycho Records and Modest Management. And so it was a little mix. So then it was it's kind of an easy thing to kind of give it to the other artists. It's also kind of like sort of the sister band to them, right? They were both on X Factor, and it had that song. Then it had to be voiced through someone else. It had to pass through different vocals, different lines. It had to have the female singing with Jason Derulo to make you think it's this heteronormative couple until Little Minx admitted who inspired the song. And all that, it was funneled through another another singer with a female voice to reach the one person who knew what it meant. And this is sort of this speaks to Harry Styles not just as a songwriter, but also kind of an emotional architect. He is an artist who can build a song so precisely that it feels like someone else wrote it, because that's sort of how he shows love and affection. It's quietly, deeply, and completely, right? I always think Harry was so besotted by Lou. Just, it's kind of like that song, truly, madly, deeply, like he was a goner, right? Okay, that's my theory. Again, I am speculating. I don't know these people. All right, so let's take stock again. Coco, theme, protection. Hunger, theme, yearning. Part of me, theme, goodbye. Secret love song, theme. All three sung behind Little Mix's vocals. So Harry Styles also at that time that this was written, because the song came out 2015, 2016, at that time did not just have the motive, he had the means. They were under the same management. He had the skill to write like someone else. He was spending a lot of time with Louis at the time. The band was still together. Harry Styles, at 19, went through a lot, according to the fandom. When you look back at that year when he was what they call frat boy Harry era, and he began writing just a little piece of your heart that time. So like listen to the agony of that song when he performs it. There's Ariana's version, and then there's Harry singing the song he wrote. That was written at 19. So then if you think of the underpinning agony that's in the lyrics, you hear the same thing in Secret Love Song. So it means Harry had the grief to match and the history to need to kind of hide it. And that's what makes this theory different. It does not erase Louis, it honors him actually as the muse, but it does center Harry as the man who whispered the truth behind the pop veneer. And when he gave that song away, maybe he wasn't hiding at all. Maybe he was reaching for someone who already knew and just needed to feel it from a safer distance. Because remember, the those contracts, there's a lot of talk about those contracts. If the clauses, if they were to step out and they could forfeit a lot of money. So, a lot was riding on a very young man's shoulders. So, and the song became a hit, so it sort of justifies everything. So, I don't know. I don't think we'll ever know. Maybe one day we will know, but it's sort of fun to think about who wrote it, Harry, Louis, or both.